guys, it's Chelsea, and today I am going to be doing something very, very different. In fact, we are about to leave the comfort of my home office for the still comfort, but a different comfort, of my office because we actually did something very fun a few weeks back, and we partnered with M&T Bank to talk to real New York City women about how they do money. No matter where we are in our money journey, learning how to save and to make the most of the financial tools we have, like the right bank account, is a part of everyone's money journey. So let's get right into it and talk to some of these real New York City women about how they're doing money. What is the best piece of financial advice you've ever gotten?
Don't spend more than you make. Thanks, Dad.
I think just being very aware of your finances is so important, because I know so many people who just hope and pray that their card works all the time, and I just can't do that. I would rather face the number, the cold hard number, and then be able to work with what I have, having that knowledge. So I think just having that knowledge of where you're at with your finances is just good advice for everybody.
To pay yourself first. My dad actually gave me this really awesome book called The Richest Man in Babylon, and it was written in 1926 by George Clason, but it's super relevant today because it gives these really awesome pieces of advice, such as no matter how little you make, always pay yourself 1/10 of whatever that income is. And in 10 years, you'll have a year's worth of whatever that is.
What is the biggest money mistake you have made, and why did you make it?
So when I moved into my first apartment by myself when I was 23 years old, I moved into a studio, and I was never really educated on how to pay bills, to be totally honest. And so I thought that I had set up my monthly cable bill on autopay on my credit card, and a couple months later, my TV went out and I couldn't figure out why. And the little pop-up notification came up on my TV that said, call Verizon or whatever company it was to pay your bill. And I thought that I was paying every month, and I wasn't. So my cable stopped working, and then I had to end up paying back pay 4 months of bills.
My biggest money mistake was attending a private university for my first 2 years of college. Instead of going to the City University of New York, which is the local public school, where I could have gotten all of my prerequisite classes like writing or mathematics, statistics in my case, I went to a private school, which was significantly more expensive, and I spent a lot more money to get some of the prerequisite classes I needed out of the way.
What is the money saving strategy you find most effective?
Whatever you're buying, whatever you're spending money on, whether it's 50 cents or $50,000, being present and conscious in that moment, or else you just unconsciously spend money and then you end up not understanding where your money went at the end of the month.
Definitely when money is automatically taken out of my account. For me, if I see all of the money at once, I'm more likely to do dumb things with it. So for me, if I know that I automatically get a certain amount of money deducted into my savings or into my retirement account, that's the best thing that's worked for me. And I just started doing that a year ago.
Looking at my expenses on a daily basis, I try as much as I can to keep track of all my expenses, whether that be on a expenses app or actually bullet journaling, so I can have some extra creativity when I'm looking at my finances, because sometimes they can be really great and sometimes they cannot be. So having some color in that.
Oh, definitely couponing. I can answer that one right away. I am a huge grocery store couponer. I have a t-shirt that I actually wore to grocery shop at Stop and Shop last night. I have a coupon for everything in my cart. Please pick another line. Digital coupons, yes, I could pull it up for you.
Pick another line?
Yes, or pick another lane, something like that.
Oh my God, that's too funny.
And I come with my binder. I have everything planned out. I know what everything is going to cost. I know what coupons to use with it. I know if the price comes up wrong, I can check in with the store manager, who's usually counting cash because it's late at night. So couponing has always, it's saved me so much money. Last year I saved about $24,000, and I spent only $2,000. Yep.
You saved $24,000 last year
at one store.
What do you wish your parents had taught you about money sooner?
Spending money on yourself is not selfish.
I think having more honest conversations about student debt and student loans would have been great.
I think the balance between the money you spend and the value that you get out of it. So I'll be a little more specific. I think when I first started like shopping for myself, I just like, I want Doritos, or I want mac and cheese, or I want this and that. And you have to realize like that comes at a cost, for example, to your health. So you can get the cheapest food possible and you can survive on ramen or you can survive on mac and cheese, but it's not a perfect formula to just eat that and then like save every extra cent for, a rainy day or for your retirement.
What is the smallest financial habit that has the biggest impact on your money?
I would say not buying like whatever, like maybe I'll walk past a store and it'll be like a $1 thing and I'll want to buy it every single day and like saying no, like I can get this at home, or I get like maybe coffee. It's like, oh, it's just $1.75 a day. But then on the long run, it adds up, and just like avoiding that, I feel like saves money, I think, on the long run.
It's easy to do, especially in New York, like just get like sucked in by those purchases. You're like, it's not really any money. But then over the course of a year, it's a lot of money.
Yeah. Always repair everything that you can. Never buy cheap and throw out, but repair your shoes, repair your clothes, repair your furniture, learn how to do it. It's fun anyways, and it's good for your wallet.
Unless I'm on vacation, there's one day a week where I spend $0, literally $0. And it's not as hard as you would think. In fact, Mondays and Tuesdays are my gym days, so I don't feel restricted. I bring lunch from home, make dinner at home, or have my boyfriend make me dinner.
What is the hardest part about saving for you?
Not having a lot of income to put into savings. So I only work part-time, and so by the time you deduct Metro cards and like I said, this very small food budget, I do try to like automatically put it into the savings account and just like not look at how slowly it's growing. So kind of being demoralized by how little I can put in and like how little the progress is, but like trying to remember like to see that it's still climbing even though it's not very fast.
Learning how to prioritize. So where to spend your money, where to save your money, and also of course just living in New York, having that extra money to be able to save.
It seems like every social engagement is centered around spending money. The top 3 that come to mind are stepping out to lunch with coworkers, grabbing dinner with a friend, or meeting for drinks. Those are all cash flow negative, and they seem to pop up constantly. So instead I try to look for other money-saving activities like bringing a picnic to a park, or meeting at a friend's place and cooking dinner together, or walking around a different neighborhood. There's really so many opportunities to save and be social at the same time.
Out of curiosity, I'm throwing this isn't on the list, but what is a cultural difference you've noticed with you and your husband? And her husband is similar to mine, a Frenchman. What is an interesting cultural difference you've noticed with money?
Okay, that's interesting question, because definitely I noticed that here we're taught to save because we don't have the backing of a system where the medical bills are being paid, the educational system isn't being paid for. So we're always saving for having a kid, having to go to the hospital, having to get an education. And he grew up, I think, being able to rely more on the system for being able to go to school, go to the hospital if you need to, and not having to save so vigorously like we kind of have to here.
Ain't that the truth? So as you guys can see, no matter what your money strategy, whether you are someone who is all about couponing, or you're working creative gigs to save for school, or you're making it work with a spouse from a totally different money culture, ultimately defining your financial future is going to come down to being able to save. And saving your money in the right place makes all the difference. And when it comes to having those right tools, M&T has got you covered. If you're looking to build up your emergency fund, for example, products like Easy Save will help you transfer that money automatically into your savings account so that you're never tempted to spend it elsewhere. You can set up alerts with the M&T app to help keep you on track, or use their new Money Smart Finance tool to help track your goals, create budgets, and track your transactions. At the end of the day, M&T cares about helping every individual find the right solutions for them. And as we saw with these New York women, everyone's money story is going to be totally different, but the right tools are half the battle. So learn how you can get started with M&T today by clicking the link in our description. And as always, guys, thank you for watching, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and to come back every Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday for new and awesome videos. Bye!